One of the questions that I get from our clients is, what is your approach to improving search rankings and increasing traffic? It's a great question. Every single person is always looking to grow more traffic. If you're in the SEO world, you know that it's highly competitive and everything is changing all the time. So what should you be doing and what's your approach? It's a great question. And what we do is always changing because the landscape of SEO is changing all the time. It's never staying still. When I started 15 years ago, it was quite easy to get a page to the top of Google. In fact, people can just spam a website and immediately it would get to the top because Google didn't have some of the quality guidelines that it has today. Today, it's completely another world, highly competitive, and it's almost impossible for some of those highly competitive niche to be on the first page of Google, right? Unless you're a big brand with a lot of money, can't show up for some of those competitive terms because it's just that competitive. And our approach had to be evolving to be able to do that. So as a company that has a lot of data, a lot of information, when I say a lot of information, we have big data across so many industries, so many keywords, so many different activities that are being conducted. We can see exactly what moves the needle across the board. So when there's a small updates or big updates, we can see the impact that it had, and we can also know the site metrics. Was that a new site? Does it have a lot of strong backlinks? Does it have great content? Does it have great usability? Is it mobile optimized? All those things we can measure because of the fact that we keep every bit of information that we possibly can. As the industry evolves, we're changing all of our best practices. So what used to be okay with 800-word articles is now 1,500 words. What used to be 1,500 words is now 5,000, right? What used to be 6 seconds to load is now 2 seconds. Every little thing, lightweight websites, certain themes, certain templates, we just don't use anymore because it doesn't yield the type of results that our clients are looking for. So our strategy is evolving with the industry and our best practices are evolving because we want to make sure that we're staying ahead, not behind. So we educate through our academy. We run the best practices by the client almost on every single update. As Google comes up with new things, we want to make sure that we adopt that almost immediately because that's how you get a competitive advantage against your competition. It's very critical that we stay ahead. As new things, new practices, new standards come to play, we make sure that we adapt immediately or we pull those clients as fast as possible to make sure that they're not going to be left behind maybe with the next updates. If there's content issues, if there are quality issues in the backlinks that they've gotten in the past, maybe even using a different provider, we want to address everything from a quality perspective in probably like an 80-20 rule, right? The thing that we think is going to make the biggest difference right now, let's work on it and let's leave some of the things that we don't think is going to make a drastic impact on search rankings or traffic. Let's put it again for maybe next week, next month, next quarter, depending on the budget and the goals of the client. So this is a moving target. Google rankings is a moving target because it's never going to be staying still. And organic traffic is a moving target, but we need to stay up to date, adapt with the latest standards so we can make sure that we're ahead every single instance. So what's our approach? Our approach is to make sure that we adapt our approach depending on the time and where we are in history, right? So if our clients are using old website standards that just doesn't work, the first thing we want to recommend is revamping it. Completely get rid of it. It isn't going to scale. No matter how much SEO you do to a website that doesn't work, it doesn't work. So let's change it. Let's make it better. Let's work from the bottom up. Let's have a strong foundation. Do we have a CMS system? Does it load properly? Do you have a proper hosting provider? Is that going to be your biggest hurdle that you're going to deal with? Are you secure, right? Is the information secure? Do you have all the systems, notifications to tell you when your website's down? All those things are dealt with to make sure that you can build on it and then add the content, then add the authority, then all the other stuff that we're talking about so you can get the results that we're looking for. And our best practices, our internal reviews, our platform, what are all the metrics that it's checking? It is being changed by the minute, by the day to keep up with the industry at large and also to make sure that every single client that we have is going to get the success that they're expecting with their marketing investment. Hopefully this video gives you some idea on our mindset and how we see organic search, how we see SEO, how we see any sort of marketing campaigns take place. What worked last year will not work this year. And what works this year, it's not gonna work next year, because our consumers, the very people that we're trying to get to our website and have them make a decision and convert, their mindset is changing, their expectation is changing. What they expect from a website, what they expect from a vendor, what they expect from their experience is also a moving target. All right, so if you have more questions about our approach in practically anything, our calendar is right here on this page. They'll schedule a time and see, hey, is Clickx even the right fit for my business? Love to learn that. I want to make sure that we answer any questions. Hey, Clickx is not the best fit for everybody, and we totally understand that. We want to hash out any details that you might have about our practices, our approaches into SEO or paid search or social ads or anything of that nature, and make sure that you understand. Hopefully you got some value out of this video, and I will see you next time.